Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about how most of our problems are fundamental problems. So guys, we humans have a tendency to overemphasize the problems we have in our life, right? We overemphasize the problems we have in our job. We overemphasize the problems we have in our relationships. Maybe we have some mental issues that we think are just like unsolvable or new or different than other people's problems. But guys, I'm here to tell you that we're all here. There's 7 billion people on this planet. We all have problems. We all suffer, right? We all have things we don't like about our coworkers. We have things that we wish maybe were different in our relationship with our girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband, whatever. And we also have things that maybe we wish we wish were different in our living situation. Maybe we wanted to live somewhere else, or we think that there's a better house somewhere, or whatever, right? We have plenty of problems that we can label as problems, right, in every area of life. And we can also fall into the trap of thinking that those problems need to be solved for us to feel better, or somehow free ourselves from the suffering we're experiencing, right? And I'm here to tell you one thing. No matter how good you get at life, whether it's solving problems in your relationship, your health, whatever, there's always going to be more problems, right? And that's the unflattering reality of just life in general, right? It doesn't matter how many problems you solve, there's going to be more problems. And the fact that you have a human mind, the fact that you have a human ego, or just an ego, right? The fact that you have a running machine going 24 hours a day, which is your body and mind, that entails that there will be suffering. So no matter what, you can lessen suffering, but that suffering is interwoven into this whole reality that we call life. There is no such thing as light without dark. There is no such thing as night without day, day without night, etc. Right? So one thing I can say is that a lot of our problems are not really problems. A lot of our problems just come down to the fundamentals. Now, people have different mental issues, right? Anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, social anxiety, mental illness, PTSD. The list goes on, right? You guys know. But one thing I can say is that a lot of the times, like me, I'm pretty confident. I have a pretty good self-esteem. I have, good things going for me, right? And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm just saying that as, things are going pretty well, right? But there's still times that, I have, doubts. I have worries. I have fears. I have things I don't like about myself that I wish maybe were different. I have things that, about my job that I don't like that I wish were different. But at the end of the day, a lot of things come back to you, right, as a human being, right? So when we talk about health, right, let's talk about health for a second. Think of Western civilization, think of like Europe, think of like the advanced industrial societies that we've created, right? How many of our problems do you think are traced back to like health? Think of like all the cities, think of all the toxins in our food, think of all the pollution in the air, and also the toxic substances emitting from our technological devices in our house. There's also, it's been said that there's more toxins in your house from the fabric of the products in your house than there are in a polluted city, right? So, obviously our lifestyle, and then we're working all the time. We're working more hours now than we've ever worked as a species, right? So, for the most part, a lot of us have busy lives. We have families, right? Like we're not sleeping. We have social media. We have all this readily available junk food. We have video games. We have pornography. We have alcohol, marijuana, right? Like we have so many sedations, so many things like stifling our sleep, stifling our health, stifling like our movement, right? A lot of people have desk jobs that they're sitting down for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, or if you're in school, you're sitting down all day in school. So with that being said, you can misinterpret your anxiety or your depression as like something that's wrong with something specific in your life. But in reality, think of the life we live. Think of the lives modern humans live. We don't live natural lives anymore, right? Like, we're not in the hunter-gatherer woods or jungle or forest anymore, right? And those had their challenges, of course, too. Those days had their challenges, of course, as well. But our challenge now as humans is, I think, in my opinion, well, there's multiple challenges, but one of the big ones is, how do we get our health back and how do we live more natural lives? A lot of our problems are just merely the fact that we are not taking care of ourselves. We're not eating properly, we're not sleeping properly, we're not stretching, we're not optimizing our breath, right? We're not taking time to relax, we're not spending time with people we like. And a lot of us are just in a cycle of work. We're around people who complain all day. We eat like shit. We sedate ourselves when we go home because we don't like our 8 hours of existence at our job. We're doing things we don't like. We're in school. We are around teachers that don't necessarily have our best interests in mind. We're just there for a check and aren't necessarily there to teach us or enlighten us on the best way to live or the best, way to make money, i.e., or etc. Whatever. You guys get the point. So our lives are not necessarily conducive towards health in any metric, really. It takes an individual who really dedicates themselves to really like master their health, master their physique, master their breathing, master their diet, their sleep, their optimization, their mental, right? All that good stuff, right? So I think a lot of us, when we get back to our roots, when we get back in nature, when we eat properly, and I talk about this all the time, but it bears repeating. When we get back in nature, when we breathe fresh air, when we get sunlight, when we spend time around people who are life-giving, who are enjoyable to be around, when we're doing things that we like to do, right? Like, I like making videos, as crazy as that sounds, but when we get back to our roots, right, when we take care of ourselves, I think a lot of our problems go away. I think a lot of them do. And like I said, that's not to say that there won't be other problems. Sorry guys, freaking dad calls me every time I'm making a video. It's crazy. What are the odds, right? But anyways, so yeah, like, a lot of our problems can be solved. I wouldn't say all of them, but I would say like a good 75% of the problems we think we have can be solved by just going back to taking care of our health. And you're not going to be perfect. Like, there's days I don't eat well. I'm going to be honest. There's days I don't sleep because my job requires me to get up at a certain time. There's days where I skip breath work, or I don't feel like going to the gym, right? And there's days where, if it rains, I can't get outside in nature and, ground or get the fresh air. So I end up having to be inside and breathing toxic air and shit and being around technology, right? So, there's no such thing as having like 100% health. You can get like 90% there, but there's going to be days where you just don't feel like doing something, or you get caught up with something else. But I think if, as a whole, right, like as a whole, if we just spent more time first off, it takes understanding to know that, like, this is the reason why I'm suffering, right? Because my health is stifled, my sleep's stifled, I'm not breathing fresh air, I'm not eating right, I'm not moving. And then once you understand that and you begin to make changes, you'll start to see slight improvement, and you'll start to like realize as time goes on, as the months and years add up, like, hey, a lot of the depression or there's times, guys, sorry, I'm kind of going like all over the place. Just bear with me. There's times I look back, like a few years back at my life, and I'm like, there was really no problems. The problems I thought I had, or the problems that I, may have, feel like that have been dwelling on me for a while, a lot of it just came down to me being addicted to porn, right? Once I solved that problem, the problems that I had associated with that went away. A lot of the problems that, I had with inflammation went away when I started cleaning up my wheat intake. And now I'm not perfect. I still eat bread here and there. But for the most part, when I moved out of my parents' house and I started, buying my own food, right? I'm, eating like more fruits, more vegetables, more high quality, lean meats. A lot of my inflammation and the heaviness in in my gut area started to go away, and I have more mental clarity as a result, right? So guys, understanding that is paramount. A lot, like I said, when you improve your diet, when you sleep, when your testosterone is optimized, right? When you have an adequate production of neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, right? Norepinephrine. When that is being supplied daily as a result of you following through with your health regimens, then you will, I swear to God, like it's like a miracle. You will realize, like, wow, a lot of the problems that I have, like they're not really problems. It was just my body was just like water. It was dehydrated, or my body was sleep deprived, or like I just needed some fresh air. Like sometimes it's crazy. Like I'll come out here after being inside for a few hours, you know, because if I'm inside for a long time and I'm laying down or I'm on my phone, I'll just be like, yo, like I just feel like shit, like, you know, like I just feel like shit, right? Like whatever. And then when I come out here, it's like, wow, all I needed was fresh air. That's all my body needed. That's all my mind needed, was just fresh air, like some trees to look at, some nature to ground in. And all of a sudden, you know, an hour or two pass by as I'm outside, I feel better now. Bam. Problem solved. Anxiety gone. Overthinking gone. Depression, so-called depression, gone. Right? So, you know, it takes work. It's a lifelong process. But this is something that you guys have to pay attention to. Our health is something we got to pay attention to on a daily basis, right? It's not something we're just like, I just eat salad or fruit or vegetables or high quality meats one day, and then the next sequence of 6 days of the week, I just go back to eating Cheetos, ice cream, and burgers and pizza. No, it's something you have to work on every single day. And it's difficult because, like I stated earlier in this video, we're surrounded by EMS, we're surrounded by technology, we're surrounded by fake artificial food. We're surrounded by stress, right? Like a lot of our jobs are very stressful, right? We're around people who are negative, right? So, you know, you working on your health and you spending time alone and you contemplating and you setting goals and you doing all the good things that are healthy, that are life affirmative, there's the evil side to it as well. There's the polar opposite, like I described earlier on. So there's no light without dark. So the darkness is the complainers at your job. The darkness is the people pushing you to eat that junk food. The darkness is the alcohol. The darkness is the porn, is the marijuana, is the spending excessive time inside, right? You know, so like I said, you got to fight it. You got to work on your health every single day, right? And I think as a result of you doing that, over time, you'll start to realize, like, wow, like a lot of my problems just came down to me not understanding and following through on the fundamentals of what it means to be a healthy human being. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope this video helps you. If this video has helped you, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.